Hey guys, welcome back to the Do Better project, a project where we college students want to encourage people to learn about topics that aren't usually talked about and are even considered taboo. And we always encourage you guys to do better. As you may have seen, this week's topic is toxic relationships. And as you guys know, we always like to talk to people that that are either experts in the topic like psychologists, or maybe just people that know a lot about the topic or have experienced things regarding it. So today I'm here with a friend of mine. Her name is Selene, and the topic, as I have mentioned before, is toxic relationships. So, Selene, if you don't mind introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, my name is Selene. I am 18 years old and I had a toxic relationship 2 years ago.
So, first and foremost, I think the most obvious question is, what was the relationship like? What made you think, oh, what makes you think now that wasn't a healthy, normal relationship?
Well, I didn't notice at it like months or weeks after we broke up because some people told me that the things that my boyfriend did to me or say to me or that aren't normal and wasn't and was like a toxic relationship. So, well, in my experience, I noticed that after we broke up.
So you never realized when you were in the relationship?
Yeah, I know that, well, we have some fights, but I think that was normal, but that wasn't normal.
I was there. It wasn't. It wasn't normal.
Yeah.
So, and what then made you like what did people say that made you think, oh, they're right? Like, did you guys fight more than the ordinary, or
Well,
did he control you a lot?
well, he controlled me. For example, when I like to meet with my friends, he told me that he prefers to meet with me because we plan before than we plan meet with my friends. So he say, so then it's better to meet with me, or that makes me sad, or that things. Or, for example, the last, no, a year ago, one friend told me that he say he liked me because he likes, o sea, he want to kind of destroy my relationship with my friends. For example, in a huge fight with my friends, he told me that one friend told to his boyfriend that I I I punch he I punch no, I punch her, or, well, he was lying because well, I that was a huge conflict, but
Nobody punched anyone.
Yeah. So
Nobody
he
punched
said
anyone.
that to to I
Make the fight bigger.
yeah,
Make it worse.
and well, mm, yes, or some friends told me that yeah, he was lying or possessing me or some things like that. Well, over the time, I realized that my relationship was normal, but at the moment, no, no.
So mostly, yeah, he controlled you a lot. He lied a lot. Yeah.
Yeah,
And also a lot of things behind your back, like, the lies a lot of times you didn't know. So it was also, I think, harder for you to realize what person he actually was.
yeah, it was really, really hard.
And how would you say it affected you both mentally and in any way physically? Because, sometimes people, their mental health affects also their physical health. But yeah, how did
Yeah.
it affect you in those regards?
Well, physically, that affects me because, well, for example, I don't lose um, hate or something like that or eat more, but I have a really bad, well, I had a bad addiction that was hurting myself. So every time I remember him, or every time we fight, well, I feel guilty, and well, I hurt me. So that was a huge physical um, so,
Yeah, it was.
and mental about mental health. Well, during all the relationship, I was going to a psychologist about and talk to him and her, because I go to both, to two, no both, and we were talking about autoestima, ¿cómo se dice?
Self-esteem. Self-esteem.
Self-esteem, and well, after we broke up, we still training me to love more myself and don't feel guilty and stop that habits that I had, and that was really hard, and I need so much help about my friends, about for my family, from my psychologist.
So definitely affected you a lot in
Yeah.
a lot of ways. And would you say it's still affecting you, or because you had, the help of these psychologists and all your friends, you aren't feeling it now?
Well, I think that that doesn't affect me a lot nowadays, but well, sometimes I remember that time, but the way that affects me changed a lot, because now I feel angry. And I wanted to say to the past Selene that, well, she was in a toxic relationship, but well, now I learned how is a toxic relationship. So now I think that I am fine.
Yeah, yeah, you won't go through that again, hopefully.
No,
Never
hopefully.
again. Never again. yeah, I mean, the help of your friends and in your case, psychologists is super important
Yeah,
to get over things that are so awful like that.
yeah.
And would you say that toxic relationships are a big issue right now? Would you say that a lot of girls our age go through it, or do you think you're
Mm,
like the only case?
well, I think that is a common issue nowadays because, well, I think that everybody has that person that struggle with a toxic relationship, and well, I think that nowadays maybe it's a huge issue.
Yeah, because I also think that if it's not, we talked about this on the podcast, but if it's not a toxic relationship, then maybe it's a toxic friendship or something
Yeah,
like that. So I definitely, I mean, more than one girl in our group has been
yeah.
through it. So, and we already talked about this a little bit when you were, saying the signs that you saw. But in general, what do you think are common things in this kind of relationships?
Well, I think that the most important is that that kind of person wants to
Control you?
that he thinks or she thinks that you are of her own, like you are an object that's of they, and well, if you are going to some place without they, um, that's not okay. You only go or meet with other people if they are there, and well, possession.
Yeah, you are their property.
Hmm. And if you don't do the things that they want, so they are going to destroy you, and I'm going to feel you guilty about everything. If you fight, you are the issue. You are the problem. Know them. Never.
Oh,
And well, nowadays, some toxic relationships might watch your phones, your conversations, your social media, well, that kind of stuff. Um, and yeah, I think that that's the main.
yeah, like proper
Uh,
lot of control. I think, yeah, social media is a big one because that's like very easy to not realize, but if it's always hugging
yeah, for
people have
example,
that.
in most social media, if you follow somebody, you can watch uh, who are following or her followers, and
Yeah.
well, that might help that toxic relationship.
Yeah, I think especially with girls a lot, the typical thing like why did you like this person? Or
Yeah,
I think that's especially a girl thing, but sometimes guys too with I think I
yeah,
with
both of
photos.
them.
Yeah, with photos like, oh, that's too slutty or whatever.
Mhm.
And lastly, I wanted to ask you, what would you say to women, but especially girls our age that are going through a toxic relationship right now?
Well, that I would say that it's okay to to didn't realize that you was in a toxic relationship, because well, probably you don't know, you trust that that person, and you don't think that they are going to do that things because you trust them. So it's normal to didn't realize that you are in that kind of situation, and don't feel guilty about that, and let the time um, let the time, ¿cómo se decía curar?
Heal you.
Heal you and your scars, because when you broke up in that kinds of relationship, you need more time than in a normal situation, because, well, you probably not be okay, you probably need help, and that's okay. You are not alone. You have your friends, you have your family, you have so many people to talk about it. You can cry about that. That's not a bad thing. So don't feel alone. That's normal, because, well, in the future you feel good, because you know now that you probably see that signs of a toxic relationship.
And advice wise, so would you say, talk to your friends, talk to your family, even the psychologist?
Yeah.
Well, that is all for you. Thank you very much for opening up so much and letting us know of this. I love the Hello Kitty behind you, by the way. And thank you to all our listeners. Thank you guys for watching this interview. As always, if you have any questions, anything you want to say in general, you guys can comment. There's in our webpage, there is our social media at Do Better Project. So you can always go there, talk to us about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's a safe space, and we encourage conversation and positivity. So thanks, Elena, once again. And remember to do better, guys. Bye.